In this video we are going to talk about modular arithmetic. This is another topic in mathematics. Okay, by the way, if some of the topics in mathematics make sense to you or it doesn't make sense to you, maybe yours is to just pass your text and then move on to the next stage in your education level, right? And leave the rest for the advanced mathematician, where they can apply the basics in our daily lives. Okay, I think research shows us this topic is very important in to calculate checksum for international standard book numbers, right? That stands for IXBN, right? This is some of the things that we use to do that. And as well as we have bank identifiers, right? Our bank identifiers. You see, some of these things are very important in some of the field that we normally do our business in daily basis. And also I think it's also important in cryptographic, right? Cryptography system. And the simple one is the music theory, right? It's also applicable in the music theory, whereby you use the model 12 and something of that nature. So as I said earlier, if yours is just to pass your paper and move on to the next level, that is okay, and leave the rest for those who want to do the advanced mathematics. Is that okay? So without wasting time, let's move on. Now this is how it works, and these are some of the limitations that you encounter in learning this topic. What this thing means is that they said 3 modulo 2 is equal to 2. What does it mean? Right? You need to understand the concept first before you can do any calculation. Is that okay? So focus on understanding the basics, and that is our main target in this channel. Okay, what this thing means is that when I divide 2 or when I divide 3 by 2, the answer that I will get is the remainder is equal to what? 1. Not the answer. We are not, pay attention, but we are not interested in what the answer that you get when you divide some number by a certain different integer over here. So what this means is that, so I have a nice people, let's say these guys are having what some markets that they want to share among 2 people. So this guy is having the red, this guy is also having what? The blue marker. Is okay? These guys are having 1 markers, right? Making 3 in 1. So that is the 3 over here. Can you see that? That is the 3 over here. Now they want to donate it to 2 people, right? These are the people, right? So they are having 3 markers. So these are the 3 markers. They want to donate that to 3 people over here. We don't want anybody to take half or maybe quarter or something like that. We don't want that. We want everybody to take maybe a whole number. Is that okay? So as you can see, these 2 people will have only one markers. Then the remainder will be 1. They will leave it what? 1 marker here, which is the remainder, the red color, right? That is why we are saying that when I divide this 3 by 2, the remainder will be 3. We are not interested in answer in modulo. Is that okay? We don't need any answer in modulo. All that we need here is what remains when you divide a number by another number. That is very simple. So what these 2 notations are the same. Is that okay? Maybe you may see this one and then you may see this one in different book. Don't get confused, right? All I have to know is that understand the concept and know how to tackle everything in all. So this is also the same thing as when I divide this 3 by 2, then the remainder will be 1. Is that okay? It's true. Maybe 2 will go into 3 how many times? Just 1. And then the remainder is 1. We are interested in the remainder, not the answer that you get, right? That is for modulo. So the remainder here is 1 that we are having over here. Is that okay? That is very simple. Now let's look at some of the additions and the or maybe some of the operations that will be needed, or how to combine the numbers and do our manipulations under modular arithmetic. And the first one that I'm having is the addition. Is that okay? So what I mean by the addition here is that when you have something of this nature, they say 4 plus 1 in modulo 12. What it means is that when I divide this number here, the whole number here, by 2, what will be the remainder. Is that okay? Not what will be the answer, what will be the remainder. That is what we are interested in. So what I have to do here is that you need to make sure that you add these two things first, right? You need to make sure that you add these two things over here first before you move on dividing. Is that okay? So when I combine these two guys, that one will give me 5. Is that okay? So I want to divide 5 among what? These two people over here, right? I want to divide this 5 products here among what? 2 people. We don't want anybody to take quarter or 3/4 or something of that nature. We want everybody to have a whole product, a whole product, a whole product. Is that okay? So what it means that these two guys, they all take 2. Can you see that they all take 2 out of the 5, and then we are left with what? Only 1. So 5 modulo 2 is equal to 1. That is what it means. So this is what? A remainder over here, right? A remainder. That is what we are interested in. We are not interested in the answer that we get at the end. Okay. Now here is another one. They say 5 plus y is equal to 2 mod what? 7, and they are asking us to find the value of y. Is that okay? So it means that when I combine this 5 plus whatever is here, which we don't know, and then will be equal to 2 in what? Modulo 7. What it means that, look at this one as a whole number, right? Just a number. In case of the first one, I'm having a 3 over here. So just look at this one to be what? Any number that when you divide by 7, you will be left with what? 2 behind. Is that okay? Once again, we are not interested in the answer that you get, right? We are not interested in that. So which number do you think that when I divide that by 7, the remainder will be what? 2. Don't let these things scare you. What I do, what I understand is that my trick here is that, or in my own opinion, I know that this is 7. Is that okay? So let's make some scenario, right? Assuming that I'm having 7. You see, 7 mod what? 7. So far, when you understand what module means, what do you think would be the answer to this? Is that okay? What do you think? When I divide 7 by 7, that answer will be 1. But remember, in modular arithmetic, we are not interested in the answer that we are interested in what? The remainder. So when I divide this by this, it will be 1. The answer will be 1. Is that okay? What will be the remainder? That is 0. Right? That is 0. So any number modulo the same number, that one gives me what? 0. It means that when I divide a number, anything, by the same people, everybody will take 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then at the end you'll be left with what? Nothing. Is that okay? That's what I'm saying. A number modulo the same number here is equal to 0, which is the remainder, because everybody will take 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, the reason I'm doing this is that, let's come back here. So they are saying that 5 plus what? Y is equal to 2 modulo 7. It means that when I divide the number here, every number here by 7, my remainder should be 2. I know that when I divide 7, suppose we are assuming that here is 7. If here is 7, then when I divide 7 by 7, I know that the remainder will be 0. Is that okay? But by the way, here is not 0. So what I do is that I start from what? 7, the module being given to me. So assuming here is 7, then here has to supposed to be what? 0. And then if everything here is 8, can you see that here has to be 1? And so on. So if here everything here is 9, then here will be what? 2. Does it make sense? Okay, if it doesn't make sense, maybe comment below, right? So we are ready to help you. You can join our WhatsApp group, then link up all the questions that we solve on daily basis, or you may consider joining our YouTube channel for more details. Okay, then here has supposed to be 9. Then I know that the remainder, when I divide 9 by 2, if everybody takes 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, at the end I will be left with what? 2 behind. Is that okay? So assuming, this is how you solve this side. So we assume that, we are going to assume that, maybe suppose, is that okay? You suppose that 5 plus y is equal to what? 9. Then you solve for y, right? What you do is that this guy goes away, so y is equal to what? 9 minus 5, which is equal to what? 4. Can you see that? Therefore our y here is equal to 4, right? Okay, very simple. Now let's move on. So the same process applied to subtraction, right? So subtraction, what I have to do here is that you make sure that you solve whatever is here first before you carry on the module. Is that okay? All right. So let's move on to the next operation, which is what? A multiplication. The concept remains the same, right? First of all, you need to what? Perform your operations here first before you move on, right? So here I'm having 5 multiplied by 3, all in what? Modulo what? 4. What will be the answer? You first of all need to perform this operation. Is that okay? So what I do here is that I'm having what? The 5 times 3 will give me what? 15. And then modulo 4. It means that when I share this 15 to what? 4 people, right? Everybody takes maybe 1 2 3 4 1 2. Then you can do that calculation. Maybe first person picks 1, the next person picks 1, and so on, until everything is finished, right? We want everybody to have equal size. Here, no cheating, no nothing. Is that okay? Nobody can have more than necessary because you guys are all the same. Okay. So what it means that among this one, these are the 4 people that sharing the 15 product. Is that okay? I believe everybody will take maybe 3 3 3. Is that okay? So if everybody takes 3 3 3, it means that we are going to exhaust 12 products at the end. Can you see that? Everybody will take 3 3 3. Then we are going to exhaust 12 products at the end. Because we will be left with what? 3 products. Nobody can taste any item again. Because we don't want a situation whereby yours will be more than another person's own. Or maybe you take half as compared to the another person's own product. We don't want that. We want everybody to be equal. Right? Okay. So at the end you left with what? 3. That is the remainder here. Can you see that? That's the remainder. So we are interested in the remainder, what will be left behind. Okay. Now here's another question over here. This question says that 3s plus what? 1 is equal to what? 4 modulo what? 9. It means that once again, if you have followed the concept so far, you can see that this example here and this one are the same, right? This example and that one, maybe I think I should leave this one for you to try. Then you drop the answer in the comment section. Okay, by the way, maybe I believe by now you've already tried, so let's move on. Okay, now I'm having 3s plus 1 is equal to 4. What it means that, assuming that everything here is a whole number, is that okay? When I divide everything here by 9, that the remainder that I'll get should be what? 4, right? When I divide every number here by 9, the remainder that I will get what? Should be 4. So the trick, once again, I choose to start from the module being given to me because that is the easiest one. I know that a number module, that number should be 0. Is that okay? I've already explained this. So assuming that here is 9, then here has to be 0. And then if here is 10, here has to be what? 1. If here is 11, here has to be what? 2. If here is what? Okay, let's start again. Maybe I'm lost track of that. So let's read that. So if here is 9, then I know that here has to be 0. Is that okay? If here is 10, then I know that here has to be, the remainder has to be 1. If here is 11, the remainder has to be 2. If the number here is what? 12, the remainder has to be 3. If the number is 14, then the number here has to be what? 4. Exactly what we are looking for. Is that okay? That is what we are looking for. Therefore, you can start by saying that assuming, right? So assuming, or maybe suppose, right? You suppose 3s plus 4 is equal to 14, right? So here will be 3s is equal to 14 minus what? Minus 1, right? Minus 1. That has to be, would that be 13? If you divide here by 30, let's do the calculation again, right? Let's do the calculation and check what is happening over here. Maybe the question I didn't get a question, so here has to be a whole number, right? And you cannot divide 3 by what? 13 and have a whole number. Yeah, maybe yes, minus. Yeah. The question here has to be minus. Is that okay? Here is minus so that everything will be clear, right? Here has to be minus. Yeah, sure. So here has to be minus. So yeah, if he has, but still the assumption remain the same. Can you see that the assumption remains? So 3s minus 1 is equal to what? 14. We know that the remainder will be 4 over here, so here will be 3s is equal to 14 plus 1, and then I'm having a 3s to be equal to what? 15, right? So now divide here by 3, divide here by 3, your x will be equal to what? 5. Is that okay? That is very simple. All right, so our x, the value of the x there is what? Is 5. All right, the value of the x is 5. Okay, now let's move on to the negative numbers. What I mean by the negative numbers over here, what I mean by the negative number over here is that let's demonstrate that by this example. Is that okay? We are going to use this example to work on that. So let's say here the number there is negative, so negative 2 is equal to 3 mod 5. What this means is that when I divide negative 2 by 5, the answer should be 5. What the hell? Is that okay? That is why you need to understand the concept first, right? So there are rules in every society. So the rule here is that when you're having a negative number here, all that you have to do is that you add whatever you are dividing here plus what to that number. Is that okay? To that number here. So what I mean is that here has to be what? Minus 2 plus 5, right? Okay, here will be what? Equal to 3. Is that okay? Minus 2 plus 5, that should give me 3. So that is the answer over there. So the rule says that when you're having a negative number here, then add the modulo to that number until you get your first positive what? Number. The first positive number. Is that okay? So pay attention, very careful. So we are adding this modulo 5 here, the 5 here, to the negative number being given over here. Is that okay? When I add that to that, that should give me what? A 3. So assuming, let's suppose that let's assume that here is 1. Is that okay? And then take this number out over here. Here is 1. Suppose that this place is 1. So what I have to do, you need to add the 1 here to the minus 2. So minus 2 plus 1, that should be what? Minus 1. Have you seen that we haven't reached our destination? Because the rule says that until you get what? First positive number. In this case here we are having a negative. Is that okay? We are having a negative. So you keep on adding this one, the modulo to that. So plus 1, this one will be equal to 0. So of course this is neither positive or negative. So here the answer here should be 0. Is that okay? Okay, so maybe I think you should try this. Try this and leave the answer in the comment section. Alright, and then the latter part here is a very interesting one. So here I will urge you to maybe subscribe to our channel, then we'll solve more questions on this. So try these 2 questions and give me the answer. So here says that if y divided by m is equal to s, then the remainder is what? 6. What do you think would be the expression in modulo form? Right? Maybe something is equal to something modulo what? So maybe y is equal to maybe m modulo s, or y is equal to x modulo 6, and so on and so forth. So this is the expression, right? If you really understood what is happening here, then try and rewrite this one in modulo form like this. Maybe you may write it like this, right? So maybe y is modulo 2 is equal to something, or maybe this one. Is that okay? So leave your answer in the comment section. So don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then join our WhatsApp group whereby we post some daily questions for you to try your hands on, so that you'll be very good, or feel what? No more anxiety in any of the mathematics. So thank you for watching it.